Say hi to Peppa.
Hi, Peppa.
Alright, this lead fever, and I just wanted to try to show you what's going on here. I bedded this stock. I've got some black spots here where I use a Sharpie to touch up the edges so you don't see all of the epoxy that I used. And I got some shadows in here. But I bedded this stock. And down here on the front action stud, and this one in the middle that don't get screwed into anything, and then the very back one's got metal washers stacked up. I dammed it up around it, epoxied in around it. And same thing with the nylon nut up here for a spacer. And this middle one, it don't get anything, it's touching, so that's nice and firm. I used paddle bits and drilled into the front here, and I mounted a 3-inch bench plate to it on a pick rail. And in the back of the stock, I'm not going to show you, but I took the butt pad off and I used a paddle bit, and I drilled in 3 holes as deep in as I could go here and filled that full of BBs. Packed them in, captured them in with some glue in the back, and put the butt pad back on. So I added some weight to it. It's not nearly as heavy as my Tika, but I've done that, and I modified my trigger. I got my trigger down to where it's pulling at 8 ounces. And there's the action. I've got my scope rail on there. It's an Evolution Gunworks 0 MOA. With the scope I got, I might be able to get out to 100. I'm not really worried about this gun shooting at 100. I've got my shaft collars mounted. And if you look, there's a rubber insulator. It's 5/8 heat shrink tubing I put in between the shaft collars and the barrel to further dampen. And if you see there, I've got the shaft collars coming just out a little past the muzzle. And what I've done is I clamped them down tight. And what I'm doing is I'm choking off the crown. And when you choke off the crown, it makes it just a little smaller than the rest of the bore. And being that that's the last thing the bullet sees leaving the rifle, you want it to be the smallest. Because if it's got a little play in the bore on the way down as it exits, it's going to tighten up and it's going to straighten it and help it to go straighter. So I've got a scope here. I'm going to get it mounted, show you what it looks like after that. And I'm waiting on this crazy wind to die down. I'm hoping it dies down this evening, and I can take this thing out and give it a test run and see how it does. So we're working on this rascal. We'll get her put together. We'll go take it out, see how it shoots as soon as we get a chance to get a break in weather. So this is John with Lead Fever. We'll get back with you. Alright, this is Lead Fever again. I've got this Savage ready to roll. If you look there, I've got the scope on it. It's a Vector Optics Sentinel X 10-40x50. I got it sitting on some Monstrum Razor Claw 0.8-inch rings and an Evolution Gunworks 0 MOA rail. And if you look right there, you can barely see a gap between the scope cap and the barrel. Got it mounted nice and low. If you take that cap off, it's going to be quite a bit more of a gap, maybe 1/4 inch, but it's about 1/8 of an inch right now. So got that done. Got the shaft collars on there with the insulator between the shaft collars and the barrel. I got the bench plate from a 3-inch front bag on the rest, and I've got wheel weights added to it that you can see right there to add a little more weight. Then I got the extended magazine release button on there. Worked the trigger over, got it down to 8 ounces consistent. I did like 10 pulls on it, 8 ounces every time. Polished everything up in there, changed a few things out. Like I told you, I hollowed out the buttstock, put weight in it with BBs. So disassembled the bolt, smoothed out the whole firing pin system to make the ignition more consistent. So, you know, with the crown recut and the bedding of the Boyd's Pro Varmint Stock, and I got that stock from Elijah over on Day at the Range. He took it off of his Mark II TR. I asked him if he wanted to get rid of it, and he gladly sold it to me for a little bit of nothing. Thank you, Elijah. And hopefully this thing will shoot. If it does shoot, I'll keep it If it doesn't shoot, I'll send it on down the road. I'll put it back in the factory stock, take the shaft collars off of it, let it head on down the road.